Today we get medieval with Stephanie Chan.
And the next thing we knew, we can't keep up with the orders at all.
Then we meet Stacey Perlin, an empathic medium.
Is this the juju?
We go full woo-woo here, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then local artist Nicole Tritter hosts us in Millerville for Among the Trees.
It's been kind of a year-long process because I really wanted the artists to have a relationship with the site that they picked.
All this and more on Living a Creative Life. I'm Adora Nwofor, and today we explore the positive impacts of living a creative life. It could be the start of a business, a spiritual journey, or a way to connect with the natural environment. But to begin, we head to the roof of Studio Bell for the first steps in the arts industry's recovery.
One of the things I've been missing the most is the ability to be with other people appreciating the work of great artists. I've been worried a lot about the arts sector, about the arts community. That's why Rise Up is so incredibly important.
All right, thanks to the National Music Center and the Rise Up for having me come singing some songs for you. This is a new song of mine called All Comes Back to You.
Rise Up is an open platform of collaborators from the city of Calgary and from arts presenters to help create safe events to welcome Calgarians back to enjoy the arts and entertainment.
If you're a Calgarian that wants to experience the arts locally, visit calgary.com/rise-up. You can go there and find out all of the events where safety is first and have a really wonderful time.
Never stuck, but not getting too far.
Here are just some of the recent submissions responding to our call for examples of creativity on the hashtag YYCLCL. At timnguyen.co impresses with this striking image, a melding of ideas and talent imagining the body as a light source. Mishimu designs a monster cookie truck that delivers on a colorful mashup. And Claire Pruis gives thanks to the crew of the Ballad of Sharkosaurus for an awesome experience on a safe indie film set. It's interesting to see what happens when talented people find the right community and support to pursue their passions. Stephanie Chan found the perfect combination at Fuse 33 Makerspace.
Hello, Stephanie Chan. I am fangirling so much right now. What is this thing here?
So it's a coif, like a chainmail protective hood. The thing with this, though, is that it's actually made of foam, not metal. The history of this is kind of interesting, and I totally didn't see it coming. So my business partner, Ben, he was on a job that took him to California, and he's a movie props guy. And on the same movie, Adam Savage from Mythbusters was also working on it. And Adam Savage also has a very popular podcast called Tested. And he got excited learning about the chainmail.
Adam here from Tested in my cave, next to my friend Ben Eady, maker, engineer, and chainmail enthusiast. This is not something I knew about you. Well,
And the next thing we knew, we had over 300 orders. And during that process, we realized that we can't keep up with the orders at all. Like, it was just impossible. So that's where the die press comes in. Let me show you how it works here. So we're gonna grab some foam.
Oh, it's blue.
It's super simple. It's just like if you're doing paper crafts. I think a lot of people have little home die cutters if they do scrapbooking. But you just start rolling it through. And there we go. So this takes seconds now.
Yeah.
So originally, when we were first doing it on the laser, to do the same amount of foam that I just made here in front of you, would probably take me at least 8 minutes. So go ahead, touch it, play with it.
I'm gonna get into it, and let's... What? But after you take these out, what then happens? How does it turn into this?
So basically, what happens is you just loop them inside each other. Once it's actually together, it's pretty tough.
Why Fuse 33?
Well, first, okay, so initially when I came here, the fact that I can just have like a monthly membership fee and access all these tools I'll never fit in my house. But the other thing, which was so valuable, is the community. that's happening here, right? If it wasn't for the space, I would not have met Ben, and we would not have this crazy, of all things, a chainmail foam cosplay business. The community building here is just incredible. I've always grown up loving the arts and loving technology. To be able to use both those skills at the same time, I just feel like my life is so fulfilled.
Shuffling their creativity with intuition, Stacey Perlin empowers people to move past personal blocks and take a peek at what lies ahead.
So we're using tarot today as a tool. So that's my primary tool, because if I just sat here and told you a bunch of stuff that you weren't ready to hear, you'd be like, stop.
Right.
This makes it a conversation.
I feel like, is this palm reading? Is this the juju? I want it to be the juju.
This is the woo-woo is wonderful. We go full woo-woo here, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. The reason why it's so important to work with tools and spaces such as this is because you're suspending your disbelief. It's for the same reason you like going to watch a movie. Or read a good book. You need to suspend your disbelief in order to solve your problems with the different brain that caused them.
We're going to talk about how this has helped you with creativity, but we're also going to talk about, I need to know about my love life. I've been single, and some more single, sprinkled with single.
Well, let's start there, because that's where we want to start, is what's in it for me. And I think that makes a lot of sense when it comes to creativity.
Okay.
Because being creative is literally what's in it for us. And this is the fun thing where we get to say, well, what if some of my life is dictated by destiny and some of it is dictated by fate? What's the difference between destiny and fate? Your destiny is in your own hands, but your fate is what we want to know. And even if you're not totally ready, because nobody's ever going to be totally ready, the universe then comes in to push you forward accordingly. That's when you run into people you haven't seen in ages. That's when you get phone calls from people that haven't called in ages. That's when all the stuff happens and the woo-woo is wonderful. And you're like, I wasn't ready for it. But you are.
Okay.
Now, why do I say that? Because we have the new love energy, Ace of Cups at the beginning, or at the end. And the 10 of Cups right behind saying blessed love life, saying that as soon as you decide that you're ready, it's in your life.
Okay.
That's how close it is.
All right.
You don't believe me.
I'm nervously anxious. You said that.
This is very true.
I can feel it in my stomach.
Yeah.
Nervously anxious because it hasn't been really pretty. And you're right, I have been doing all the work. I have been at home. I have not been dating.
Yeah.
And
dealing.
Yeah.
You've been addressing stuff you didn't want to deal with.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what we call the work.
This is not a creativity that is easy to even necessarily, the goosebumps are coming, to even necessarily explain. You have to have that feeling. But I really hope that people understand that this creative thing that you are giving it's a gem. And yeah, it doesn't have to look a certain way for it to be creative or artful, and thank you.
My pleasure, yeah. Tarot's one of those weird places where we still get to talk about magic. And I got into filmmaking and writing and being an artist, period, because of the ability to create magic every day.
In an event a year long in the making, we explore how our natural environment influences our creative expression through the eyes of several Calgary artists.
I specifically chose each artist for their ability to either create in a very intuitive way or their connection to ecology or nature. My name is Nicole, Tritter, and I am the producer of Among the Trees 2020. It's an interdisciplinary show, so we have some sculptors, we've got some installation artists, we've got a photographer, we have a musician and a choreographer. This project takes place on Marilyn Malofsky's 26-acre property. I have taken care of the gardens and the grounds here for 10 years, and it's been slowly coming to me in my head. It's been kind of a year-long process because I really wanted the artists to have a relationship with the site that they picked.
When we think about decisions that we make each and every day, we think about 7 generations. 7 generations back. What would my elders think of the choices I'm making today?
It was also really important to me to connect spiritually to the land, and so we had a knowledge keeper, Cheryl Shangon Greyeyes. Each artist met with her once, and they discussed the kind of work that they wanted to make here, and so she does a teaching for the audience members, and that begins our day. And then from there, they get to explore the property and go on the pathways and discover the art with our art map that leads them along the way, like a little treasure map among the trees. My piece is this sculpture right here. This site kept calling me back. And I sat here in the winter, in the snow, in my snow pants, and I kept looking up and thinking, okay, I've got to make a sculpture so that people can enjoy this view.
I am wind. I'm Morag Northey. My piece is called Whispers and harkens to whispers that we hear from nature, from the land, from beyond, from our ancestors. And right behind you is an outdoor bedroom, and it immediately caught me. I thought, okay, life cycle, birth, death, family. And under this canopy of branches, marry me. When I create, I really do a lot of listening. I think listening inward, listening outward to the environment, that gives me a lot of my information.
The concept for the piece is dryads. So the ancient Greek myth of dryads, of people, and it keeps showing up in different legends in all different cultures, the spirits that look after nature. I've come to help Nicole on the property before working as a gardener, and I always love the view out this way. To me, this says Alberta. This is what I love about Alberta.
Without the land, we can't live. In creating art that is in relationship with the land, perhaps it then brings the audience along on that journey. Maybe change the way they think about the land and their place within the land and their connection with their surroundings.
Thank you to Nicole and all the featured Calgarians for sharing their stories with us today. As we've seen, the benefits of creativity are boundless. So pick up a pencil, a camera, or a socket wrench, whatever it is that calls to you, and create. If you have a story to tell, a project to feature, or know a talented person we should meet, let us know at submissions@calgaryartsdevelopment.com or post online with the hashtag YYCLCL. See you next time.